Hey everybody, back for one more review. Tonight I'm actually doing something different. I'm not doing a pod. I'm doing this. This is hot sauce. This was sent to me by the Hot Pooper from THP. He has come up with a sauce that he wants some reviews on. It's not a commercial product yet. I think this is like his first batch and he's wanting to get people's take on it. So he was asking people to do reviews for him, so I offered, and so he sent me 6 of these little cupfuls. So I don't know how many ounces these are. I'd say these may be around ounce, so maybe about 6 ounces of sauce, maybe 2 ounces. I don't know, but it's a decent amount of sauce that he sent me. So I'm going to do a review for him. The ingredients of this are nectarines, brain strain peppers, brown sugar, malt vinegar, water, and salt. So definitely can smell the brain strain peppers in there. So he says it's the hottest natural sauce he's had. So I'll see if it's the hottest I've had. Very definitely got a good sweetness smell to it. I will tell you that I had one of these cups on some pork barbecue sandwiches that we made at home today. I have not eaten this straight yet, but I did put some on a sandwich, or on both 2 sandwiches, and it had a very good flavor on the sandwich. It had a nice sweetness to it. Tough for me to pick out all the flavors out of it just because it was in a barbecue sandwich, so I didn't get all the flavors out of it, but it definitely had a sweetness to it and had a decent heat and when I had it on the sandwich. So we'll see how it tastes. We'll see what type of heat it has and the type of flavor it has if I eat it straight. So I'm just gonna dip my spoon in here, try to get a good amount on there. Looks like a good amount there. So we'll see what we get. Very sweet. Like I said about the sandwich, it had a lot of sweetness to it in the sandwich. The sweetness was a little masked by all the other flavors as well, but eating it straight, it's very, very sweet. I'm a big fan of sweet and spicy together, but I will say I think that the sweetness is a little over the top. Maybe if you dial down the brown sugar a little bit. The nectarines are very prominent, as well as the brain strains. You get a good pepper flavor and a good fruitiness of the nectarines, but that brown sugar really throws the sweetness over the top there. Heat right now, it's building. I'm getting a little bit in the back of the throat, top of my mouth, and the back of my tongue. Not a whole lot up front right now, other than the really, really sweet flavor to it. It's got a very good flavor in it. So for me personally, if you dial back the brown sugar a little bit, I think it would have a perfect flavor to it. But let's see, the heat's still building. It's let's say right now where it is, I put it at a 5 out of 10 heat department, but it's still building. So we'll see how high it gets for me on there. Yeah, the heat's still pretty localized. It's not really strong in the back of the throat. It's like more in the back of the tongue and the roof of the back of my mouth, but not my throat not so much. It is causing me to have a lot of saliva, so I'm drooling a lot with it. Excuse me. Right now, 6 out of 10 heat. Has a good aftertaste to it. Excuse me. Not a very off-putting aftertaste, so it's got a good flavor all the way through. The whole profile works out pretty well, I think. Heat's still building a little bit. It's still coming along. It's like most brain strains where they don't hit you. They don't hit you in full strength immediately. They take a while to build. So the more I swallow now, the more it's starting to get into the back of my throat. Just waiting to see if when it's gonna level out here. It's still probably a mid to mid-high heat for me. So far, it's not the hottest I've had, but it definitely has a decent heat to it. For it to be a natural sauce, it's got a decent heat to it. It's starting to get fairly strong in the back of my throat now that I swallow. As I keep swallowing, I think I'm washing more capsaicin down the back of my throat. So it's actually getting the most intense in the back of my throat now. The back of my mouth is actually coming down, and I'm not sure of the amount of brain strains he put in there, but I too like to dabble in hobby sauces, and I've learned from the little amount of sauces that I've made that sugar can tend to act as a buffer in your mouth a little bit, so to speak. So it'll actually cut the heat of the peppers. So if you have too much sugar in there, it can prevent the peppers from having their full potential in your mouth, and it kind of washes it down into your stomach a little bit more. So I don't know. Yeah, I think the heat's about leveled off now. It's about it's still about that six here. I think I'll do another spoonful here and so I can talk about the flavor a little bit more, get that fresh in my memory again. It's still it's got a very sweet flavor in it, but the brain strains, which I really like, I like the fact that you can still taste the peppers in it. The peppers are not masked at all. He said he has malt vinegar in there. I get hardly any vinegar flavor at all. Now, a lot of people say they don't like a vinegary flavor. I do like a vinegary flavor, but in a sweet sauce, you typically don't want to have vinegar and sweetness together. At least for me, anyway. I don't think it tastes that good. So I think he did a good job in keeping the vinegar flavor down for this sweet of a sauce. So I think that worked out really well. Yeah. That's a good sauce, Hot Pooper. You did a really good job on it. Again, for me, dialed down the brown sugar just a little bit, and I think it would be perfect. And I think you would find that you'll actually make the sauce hotter if you dial down the heat a little bit. I don't know if that's what your aim is, if you want to have a lot of heat and a lot of flavor, or if you just want it to, or if you want the flavor to go above the heat. I don't know. That's your discretion. For me, I like them both to be really high on flavor and high on heat. But yeah, I'd still say we're at a 6 in the heat department. Still, this last spoonful has gone more to the back of my throat than anywhere else. But very good sauce. I like it. I hope some other people do some reviews for you as well, so you can get their critiques on it. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.